Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. And now we're gonna be starting a new series called Other Planet, which will follow the footsteps of my previous one called Centauri, which I had to stop working because of the malfunctioning of some of the mods. And then I took a break from building cities and stuff. And now I'm back to build something that resembles what I was aiming with my previous series. But in this one, we're gonna be working with some different mechanics. We're gonna be hand placing some buildings, but as well, we're gonna be playing with unlocking stuff and things like that. So this is gonna turn out to be something very interesting. So I recommend you to subscribe to my channel, to turn off the notification and keep following because this is gonna be very fun. One thing that I learned from my previous build was that I didn't give everybody access to all the edges of the map, because when I was starting the build, I chose a different location to start the city. And these two highway parts needed to be connected in order for me to achieve that. And now you see me that I am trying to do that. So since I don't have unlocked the highway roads, you see me something like monkeying with the network multi-tool and the move it mode in order for me to achieve that. That's gonna help me with some early traffic and access to the city. And since I don't choose the default starting tile to start my build, I had to build my own network interchange, because you know that all the starting tiles had access from the highway to the city, but this part doesn't have. So with the help of some of my assets that I download, these roads and some stuff, I'm building a partial clover leaf, or parklo as somebody has called it. I think that this is the simplest state that you can use for building this one. And the most important part is gonna be the traffic manager. The building part of this is not too hard, but the setup with traffic manager is the most important part and the hardest one. You can use it with traffic lights and without traffic lights. I know that at some point of the build we're gonna have a lot of traffic here, so I'm gonna be using it with the traffic lights. And if you want me to do like a tutorial of how this works, how to build that and how to do all the setup, you can leave it to me in the comments down below so I can make a separate video on that. The first idea that I came with in my mind when I was starting to build this city was to build like a settlement for the first people that came to this area to harvest some water and to get some energy. And as I was building, I realized that that wasn't the correct approach, because this is not about a planet that the human race colonized and then made their home. This is about what we could find if we found some life outside our solar system. So the people that live here are not gonna have to make like a settlement or something like that. They are gonna be evolving and making their way to all the technology and all the stuff as we, the human race, made. That's what's supposed to happen. But my general idea of this part of the map was very clear on my mind, and I think that was very interesting. So I decided to continue going on, and I placed something that ended up being very interesting, even though that it doesn't necessarily resembles the idea of what this city is going to be. When I was developing this idea, the thing that made me leave this as it is was that these assets were very fine and look very nice. These are supposed to be like moon bases, but since you can see here, they are modular and you can do a lot of stuff as you want. So I started to place them in the city, and they turned out to be very nice for the first settlement when I had this general idea. But the downside of that is the cost of these assets. So you're gonna see me placing them with the move it mod and not as they supposed to be placed. And they don't provide any housing at all. So you're gonna see me placing some service cubes, some residential cubes, and they are gonna start working like houses, not the domes, but the cubes that are gonna be hidden inside. And if you see me placing more than one in the same dome, it's because we have like this modular one that have more than one dome, and I wanted to feel like if every one of them is like a separate house, so I can provide more housing for these domes. At the end, I made some decoration, and I think that this ended up working very fine. So I'm stick to that part, at least for this area in here. One thing that I learned about this game is that you can build anything if you use the correct asset, the correct mods, and if you know which buildings you can download and make them work as you want. In here you see me placing some commercial buildings, or what they supposed to be commercial building, but if you see the design, you can see that in the first floor it's a commercial building. Let's call it the ground floor, because most of the people, that's how they know the first floor. as the ground floor. If you see here in this building that I'm placing, the ground floor is the commercial, but the second and the third one, if they had a third one, is something like a small apartment. But the game mechanic doesn't allow you to make them function like if they are these two type of building. That's what we call mixed use buildings. The game doesn't know how to make mixed use building work, so we're gonna make our way onto that using the service cube as we made it in the other part of the city. You can make the service cube, you can fit it any place that you want, and if you place them correctly in the right spot, you can make an illusion that the people is coming to one specific door. As you can see me place in this building, I try to hide them behind the side door, side entrance, which normally lead to like a stair where people can go to their apartment. So that's what I want to resemble in this part of the building. And here we are in the last part of the episode, which is gonna be shorter than what I was planning because I lost some footage about the making of this part of the city. And you can see in the cinematics that there's a part with some beautiful houses that is not gonna be featured in the episode. So you're gonna apologize me because of that, but you know me, I am a little bit rusty. I had a lot of time without making this, and I'm gonna be making some mistakes. But I'm gonna describe what I did here. I hand placed some buildings. I left this one unit gap in between them because I plan to put some path between the two houses, and I really wanted to grow my population in this part. So I build a lot of small houses so we can pack a lot of people in the same place. That's the exact thing that I am planning to do because you know that I had to unlock a lot of stuff in order for me to achieve what I want to build in here. And here we are at the last part of this episode. I hope that you like the content that I am bringing you. I'm gonna try to keep on uploading at least 2 videos per week as we were doing with the previous series. So if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because this is gonna be a hard journey and a very interesting one because we're gonna be unlocking all this stuff. But I promise you that when we get there, everything is gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna make some cinematic scenes, some things that were gonna happen very punctually, and yeah, I'm gonna be building something very interesting that you're gonna want to watch. So keep on with us and don't forget to share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and we see you in the next one. Thank you.